welcome back to this video, and today we're going to see how to deal with thrust. In this case, how to actually do the thrust, not to deal with the thrust. And thrusting is just basically like stabbing with the stick. So there are many ways in which you can do that, but basically we can attack from this side and attack from this side. Now, what is the difference? If I'm attacking from this side, look at the position of my arm is parallel to my body, and it's done for a reason, because when I incorporate power, I want to incorporate power from the bottom, meaning from the twist, and I don't want to extend my arm. The moment that I go like this, I lose all my power. So I have to keep this tight. The difference between one and the other one is just the height. And as you can see, I maintain that same structure from the beginning to the very end. So the height actually doesn't really matter. What matters is to, again, have it tight to your body so you can incorporate that power. When I go from the other side, however, look at what happens. Now is still engaged, still stick towards my body, but now I'm actually depending on the twist from the other foot, and then I'm going to push slightly towards the front as I was doing before, but now I'm going to execute it in this manner by extending just a little bit, because before I could extend a little bit forward. Now I have less mobility because of the shoulder or the disposition of the shoulder. So that's why I have to push a little bit more with my body, particularly by creating or generating more power through the twist. Once I've said that, we already have clear that we are going to use, again, that twist from one side into from the other side, depending on your target. What can I do that? How can I execute that? So first of all, if you're attacking one side and you're blocking and counter, for example, and you want to attack this same side, one of the simple rules is that you have to clear the side that you are going to attack next. So if I'm going to attack that side, what I need to do is clear this side so I can attack it first. So let's actually move towards the other side so you can see it more clearly. 1 and 2, I want to attack this side. I need to clear first. I can do the clearing many ways. Mostly you're going to be using wrist against wrist and then trying to trap at the end. But sometimes you're going to just clear and attack. One thing that I want you to pay attention to is once you're here, you're going to twist back and push. As you can see, not only you're pushing this away, you're charging the following attack, and that is important. It's the equivalent of you moving out of the way to avoid a punch and to generate the punch, the next punch, or to generate the power for the next punch. So you have to make sure that you charge by twisting towards the opposite side. So it's pretty much the same principle. Once you do this, you're already charging the following attack, and now you can attack more power. So the function of this is not only to clear, as I said before, it's also to be able to generate power, but it's going to be slightly different from when I attack lower than when I attack slightly higher. In this case, I really want to, as much as I can, try to trap. Even though if I do this, I still want it to be as far as possible from my head, because this is still a possibility. So this is extremely important. You either click it a little bit away, but try to control with your hand, or once you do this, you try to grab it at the end. Now, what is the difference between one and the other one? First, this is an over-exaggeration and can lead to this. And this is something that you want to avoid as much as you can, because there will be an exchange of strikes. 1, 2, if I go like this and I execute, but then I get hit on my ribs, then that's going to be bad for me too. So what do I do again? Here, you're still kind of touching and controlling the hand. And if at least you have that, if the person decides to do something else, you can always try to continue controlling, because you're sensing what their hand is going to be. But if you can manage to even trap, even better, because now you're not only having the thrust, you can also have the control over the hand. So again, those two case scenarios, trying to at least control the hand. And the thing that you have to avoid is what I was trying to do, what I did first, which is this, because again, you can get hit, right? Now, what happens when you attack actually in the middle? Could be the middle of the chest or the middle of the throat. In this case, what you want is actually not to clear towards the other side, but clear in the center by pulling downwards. And I want you to pay attention to what I do with this foot. In this case, I'm twisting for the same reason. I'm charging the following attack so I can continue the attack through the middle of the throat. Let me repeat here, this, and then you can follow up with the attack. Now that is if I'm going to thrust on this side. But what happens if I'm coming from this angle and I want to attack the same angle? Same reason as I was giving before. In this case, you have to clear towards the opposite side, and then you want to attack. So one more time, 1 and 2, clear towards the opposite side, and you're going to be attacking or thrusting the chest. Now, one thing that you're going to notice that is immediately, you're going to notice this because it's extremely different than what you were doing before, is that when you do this, you're crossing your arms. It's going to be very difficult for you to thrust efficiently. So at some point you would have to release. Now, there's a little trick for that. When you do this, make sure that you actually also pull the person towards the opposite side's hips. Why? Because when you do this, you have more control, and then you can attack much better. So one more time, 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, you can attack better. Even if the person resists here, and then you resist, you can still have that clear shot. Now, as I said before, there's always a risk, but now I would trade off this risk of being hit, because now not only I can move myself out of the way, but I can already attack before I get attacked, okay? So again, the trick, as I said before, is to pull as close as possible to you before you launch your attack and release right after. Now, all of this is clear. In order for me to attack one side, then I have to clear that side, right? But why then would choose that side if I'm on this side? Well, it turns out that you don't have to attack the same side. You can attack the other side, and it actually is quite easier because in this case, I can control by going downwards and attack the opposite side, and I don't need to do anything else. I can just go straight. As you can see, this is a little bit safer. One more time here and going right away. If I'm attacking this side, and what I want to do is attack next on that side, as I said before, this is much, much easier because all I need to do is charge and attack that side, and I don't need to do anything with their stick because their stick is already in the right position. One more time, 1 and 2, and then attack right away. As you can see, all you need to do is trapping in the beginning, which is not, not all, that's already a lot, but once you do this, everything is clear, and then you can attack that other side. There's one more thing that I was going to say. We have another strike, like number 5, that we kind of hide the meaning behind that. Yes, this is a thrust to the belly, followed by an uppercut, anchor, and strike. So we can also attack the chin. For example, I'm here, I pull down, and then I can attack right away. So one more time, 1, 2, and 3. Now, ideally, you're gonna go as quickly as possible, but you still want to pull as hard as you can. So look at the position of the footwork. In this case, I'm kind of pivoting, and I'm coming back right away by pivoting back. So again, one more time, this. So that way I can still generate some power, and I don't have to switch back and forth between one twist and the other one. One more time, 1, 2, 3, like this, okay? So as you can see, these are a few ways, well, kind of a lot for just one video, ways in which you can thrust. The key of this is always trying to clear the side that you're going to attack next. That's crucial. Main 2 ways is by either pulling, which is one way of doing it, or by moving the stick in opposite directions. It really depends on what you are going to do. You should move the stick on one side, on the other one. And that's why it's kind of like your choice. I gave you 2 choices on each side, so hopefully that will be something that you can play around. And as usual, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please hit subscribe. It's free, so that would be nice. And also, if you like, again, this video, watch any other of the other videos that I have explaining some of these techniques. Thank you so much. Ush.